Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Miguel back again with another video, and today I have a phone that we really haven't heard of about a lot. We have the OnePlus Ace here, and as you can see we have this massive box which is most likely as big as my face here. So this is the OnePlus Ace, which is a phone that's not really heard about a lot. It was recently launched, and I want to talk about where this actually falls. Now, we recently reviewed the OnePlus 10T, and this kind of falls just below that. So that was a, you can say, an upper mid-range phone. This is just below that line. So it falls just in the middle of the, exactly in the middle of mid-range phones. And today what we have in hand is 12 gigs of RAM, so they're not skimping on the RAM either. We have 256 gigs of internal storage as well. And as you may be able to see, we have all of this in Chinese because this phone is a Chinese variant and it's only for sale in China. You can also see here that it has the Mediateks Dymensity branding here. For most of the part, OnePlus is famous or it's known for bringing a Snapdragon into their devices, but this is a phone which has Mediatek's Dymensity chip, and I'm going to talk about the performance in a little bit once we get into the unboxing. Now, as mentioned, we have the red signature box, and it is a full-size box here. We're going to go ahead and unbox it. One moment. Probably the hardest part of all the video. Okay, all right, glad I didn't break anything. And we have this massive booklet here in front of us with the OnePlus branding here. And I'm assuming we have stickers. Yes, we do. We have the infamous OnePlus stickers here. And we have some paperwork, some warranty information. We also have the SIM ejector pin here, which comes with this cardboard paper. We have the actual phone in hand, which we're gonna put to the side. What else do we have? Okay. Ooh, okay, all right. We now have a silicone case as well, which good to see, and has a pretty big camera cutout here at the back, which signifies that this will have a camera, quite a large camera, I would say. We have the signature red color cable, which is a USB-C to USB-C type, and we also have this massive 160 watt charger. Now this is the same charger that I reviewed with the OnePlus T, and OnePlus has actually been known to put in huge chargers recently with all of the phones. So it's really good to see that OnePlus added a 160 watt charger here, which is quite hefty. It does charge at 150, so it has 10 wattages less than what it's mentioned here, but that is because it has to go through some safety, and they're just doing it to make sure that the battery does not degenerate as quickly, and I'm going to talk about that as well. All right, so let's put these things to the side. Now we have the phone in hand, and this comes in two colors. We have the, what they call, I think, blue. I'm not sure if this is blue. It's kind of greenish, an aqua color, and it kind of gives you different colors. It's pretty decent, but according to OnePlus, I think this is the blue color that they mentioned. It is a matte finish, and I believe this is not a glass back. Yeah, I think it's a plastic back here. We also have a plastic frame here. We also have Gorilla Glass on the front, which I'll talk about once we get to the display side of things. The main feature of this phone is going to be the camera, I believe, design-wise at least. We have this really big primary camera, then we also have two cameras here. So it is a triple camera setup. On the side we have here the power button. We also have the volume rockers here on the side, on the left side. We have a stereo speaker, we have the USB-C port, and we also have the SIM tray. And this SIM tray does support dual SIM, but it does not have memory or additional space for a micro SD card. One more thing that I did like as well is the flat edge design that a lot of the phones nowadays are adapting. For the most part, OnePlus is not known to do that. They usually have a curved front or a curved back. All right, so the phone is now booted up, and we have a 6.7-inch OLED display here, which does have 120 Hz of fast refresh rate. We also have 1 billion colors, so this supports 1 billion colors, and I also noticed that the display is pretty bright, it's pretty decent. OnePlus is known to make pretty decent displays as well. So this goes up to 950 nits, which is, I think, pretty decent. Even if you're outside, you shouldn't really have a lot of problems in the sunlight. On the front, we have Gorilla Glass 5, so no, we do not have Victus here, but I really wouldn't be complaining because at this price point, you at least get Gorilla Glass. And while we're at the topic of the price, I should mention that this phone comes at around 1,500 dirhams. That's the usual price point. So it's nearly the $400 range to the $500 range, depending on what variable you go with. So starting at around 1,500 dirhams, which is a very decent price point. You're not breaking your bank, and you're getting a pretty decent phone in that price point. Now the cameras on the back, we have a main 50 megapixel main camera. We have an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and we also have a 2 megapixel macro, which I mean, no one uses, but still, we do have a triple camera array. When it comes to the main camera, it is able to shoot up to 4K video with 30 and 60 FPS. If you want to shoot in 1080, you will have the option of 30, 60, and also 240 FPS. And this also has a gyro electronic image stabilization in it, so that means that you will be able to get really good footage if you're making videos. So if you want to use this phone as a vlog, I think it's pretty decent as well. For everyday photography, it's also pretty decent. It's a perfectly fine camera for everyday use and just general photography. On the front, we do have a 16 megapixel camera, which it looks pretty nice to me. I mean, wow, that looks not bad at all for a 16 megapixel camera. And I should mention that this also will shoot in 1080p and up to 30 FPS with the front camera, which is a really good thing. Now, the performance part is where it kind of gets interesting, because this comes with Mediatek's Dymensity 8100 Max chip, which is a chip based on a 5 nanometer processor, and it's a pretty decent chip. Now, for comparison's sake, last time I reviewed the OnePlus 10T, which comes with Snapdragon's 8 Gen 1 Plus chip, which is the latest and greatest that Snapdragon currently has to offer, and that gave us around between 800 and 840,000 points on an Antutu benchmark test. And when comparing it to the OnePlus Ace, this is giving you around 699, so 700,000 points, which is not bad at all in my opinion. It's not really a massive difference if you think about it. It's just 150,000 points, which may seem a lot, but trust me, it's really not a lot when comparing this to the OnePlus T, which is considered a higher mid-range phone, and which, as I mentioned, comes with Snapdragon's 8 Gen 1 processor, which is the latest and greatest that you can buy right now. There is no further 8 Gen 2 right now, so you are getting maximum performance with that, and this is just right behind it. So performance wise, you shouldn't really have to worry too much. We can also do a little bit of a test with PUBG, and I was able to play with Ultra HD settings for quite a while. There was no thermal throttling, it was not heating up, it was not slowing down at all. So I was pretty much able to play very smooth footage. So if you're looking to buy this phone for gaming, and if you want to get started as a gaming phone, this is a pretty decent place to start as well. Last but not least, talking about the battery of the OnePlus Ace. Now this comes with a 4,500 milliampere battery, which is pretty much the standard across a lot of phones nowadays. 4,500 milliamperes is what we're getting with most phones, sometimes going to 5,000, and in extreme cases going to 6,000. So 4,500 milliamperes is just right in the middle. This, as I mentioned, comes with a mammoth of a 160 watt fast charger, which is supposed to charge your phone. According to OnePlus, it claims that it will charge your phone from 0 to 50% in just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So that means that technically it should charge your phone from 0 to 100 in 10 minutes. I think it takes a little bit more than 10 minutes, but up to 50%, this will charge your phone from 0 to 50% in 5 minutes, which is a lot. I mean, it's really fast. So even if you think that this phone does not have a big battery, you really don't have to worry about that, because you have this charger. And yes, you have to use the cable and the specific charger to be able to output 150 watts. And one more thing that I wanted to discuss, as I mentioned, normally when you have such a high wattage, fast charging is known to degenerate batteries. You can damage your battery pretty badly because it does heat up your phone. But according to OnePlus, they have this specific technology, I don't know what they call it. They claim that after 1,600 cycles of charging, the phone should not go below the 80% mark. So about 20% of a battery life will be lost, which is not bad at all. I mean, 1,600 cycles is not bad at all with the fast charger. So anyways, guys, that's it for the OnePlus Ace. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you want to know my conclusion on this phone, it's a really good starting phone. I mean, OnePlus is probably my favorite brand when it comes to Android, and which is why I'm always taking sides with OnePlus. But in general, I would recommend this phone if you are looking to buy one and not break the bank. 1,500 dirhams, or that starting point, is not a bad price at all. It is highly recommended. It is a great phone with a great display, great battery life, and a very decent performance as well. So it ticks pretty much all the boxes. One flaw that I didn't like is I didn't like the plastic body. Although they've done a really good job with the body, it doesn't feel cheap at all. So I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel, I actually had to struggle to find out whether this was glass or plastic. So they've done a good job at it. It's not squeaky in any way. It doesn't flex in any way. No, it's good. So yeah, so that I would recommend this. It's a highly recommended phone from my side if you are looking, in a mid-range series. So if you do want to buy a phone within that range, this is a highly recommended phone. And again, in my books, this phone is pretty much Aces. See what I did there? Aces? No? Okay, I'll stop. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing, liking as well. Yalla, bye-bye.